Larry, first of all, I'd like to thank you so much for agreeing to be our national spokesperson for Roof Savers.
Well, Alan, thank you. It's my pleasure. I mean, it's a great product, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Well, you know, the story goes back over 50 years, by the way. I think you and I've talked about this a lot. We met, I guess I was 7, 8 years old. You were 13, 14. You were my basketball coach for Church Basketball League. And I know you don't remember it, but I tell you what, you had quite an impact on my life back even in those early days.
Well, I do remember it. I remember Dean Childress and I did it together. We had a lot of fun doing it, and you guys were great. I had so much fun. I loved basketball, played growing up through high school, and fun memories to think about it. It's hard to believe it was that long ago.
And how did you get talked into being a basketball coach at a young age?
You know, I don't know. I played on the league, the church league basketball team for my age, and I think they just were the younger kids, and they wanted a coach, and I was excited about doing it as best I can remember, and it was a blast. I loved it. I loved doing it.
You know, we had a winning team that year.
Sounds good to me. I like that.
Right, but I never forgot you, and kind of going through the history. Several years later, I think I was 7th, 8th grade, and you were a senior at Augusta Prep.
Right. Yeah, I came back my senior year and graduated from Augusta Prep, and yeah, it was fun. I'm sorry we should have caught up a little more back then too.
Now, golf. When did you get started getting real serious with golf?
Well, I always loved it. I started at a young age. My parents said I'd go out at 5 or 6 years old. But I think when we moved back to Augusta in 1967, I was 9 years old. That's when I really started getting into it big time. Played at Augusta Country Club, which was very fortunate that my dad belonged there, so I could play there. Good junior program, and growing up in Augusta with the Masters tournament, I just fell in love with the game at an early age, and that's all I ever wanted to do.
Did the Masters golf tournament, did that have an influence in your life where you might have said, I'm going to play there one day?
Definitely. I went there, my dad was able to get tickets, so I'd go out there and get autographs, and my dad played, my mom did too, so they had a big impact as well. But the Masters did have a big impact. Just going out there, seeing all the great players. Nicklaus was my favorite, watching them play, and I loved sitting on the range and watching them practice. And I just said, I dreamed of being able to play there one day, no doubt.
You went to Georgia Tech, right?
That's correct.
And you played college golf there.
Yes.
Where did you think you would go after college? Did you have you had dreams, I guess, to play on the PGA Tour, but where did you think you would end up?
Well, it's a good question. I dreamed it, and I was determined because I didn't know what else I would do. So after Georgia Tech, I turned pro and tried my hand at tour school, found out I wasn't near as good as I thought I was. So we were living in Columbus at the time, so I went to Fort Benning and got a job picking up the range there. George Cliff, the pro there, was nice enough to give me a job so I could pick up the range early in the morning, and I could practice all day and try and get better, which I did. But I still didn't make it in my second try, and finally my third try at tour school I got through, so I was on the PGA Tour, and if that didn't happen, I didn't have a backup plan. I don't know what I was going to do. I just kept trying to get out there.
And you were pretty dedicated and committed to the process.
I was. I think my work ethic needed to get a little better because, like I said, I wasn't as good as I thought I was. So my work ethic did get better, and I was able to get out there, and I learned a lot. A lot of the older guys, Chichi Rodriguez, Gary Player, Butch Baird, were all very kind to me and encouraging me. And Larry Nelson has always been a kind of a mentor and a big help for me as well. So they were nice to help bring me along and help me become a better player.
All right. Well, let's fast forward 1987 Masters. Got any recollection of that tournament?
I got a few there. That was a special week and one I'll never forget.
Right. I guess going into the final Sunday, what were the nerves like?
Well, they were, I like to say they were butterflies, but they were flying in formation. They were in good shape. I felt real good. I'll never forget Saturday night lying in bed with my wife, Bonnie. I turned to her, I said, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I feel real good. I feel real good about it. And I went out there feeling good. I was in a good spot because I was a couple of shots back, and I could, a lot of tension was on, Roger Maltby and Crenshaw were tied. You had Seve there and Norman and Ballesteros, and I was playing with Curtis, so I could fly a little bit under the radar, so it was kind of a nice spot to be in.
So we end up in a playoff. Mm-hmm. I never will forget this. There's a few things you remember in life. I remember that particular few hours because I knew you and you meant a lot to me. But going in there and you were teeing off against Greg Norman and Seve Ballesteros in a playoff.
Yeah, I had my hands full.
That was intimidating a bit.
They were like 1 and 3 in the world or something. Now who knows where I was. So, but you know, I'd birdied the 72nd hole, birdied 18 coming in on Sunday. I'd played really well, and I was nervous, but I felt really good. And Norman and I'd been in a playoff the previous year at Kemper, and we went 6 holes, and he won that playoff. So I knew the guys, I respected their games, but you know, that's why you work hard. You want to go up against the best players in the world, and that's what I had a chance to do, and I was embracing it.
You know, pre-Masters every year, CBS always plays that chip in. That's probably one of the most famous shots in Masters history. How does that sound?
Well, it sounds good to me. I always leave that up to people. Ask me about it. I say, you know, it's a great shot for me. I'll leave that where it falls, leave that up to everybody else and let them determine. But it was an unbelievable time for me. I mean, to play in the tournament was a dream come true, and to have a chance to win and come through with a win was it was incredible. I hit the second shot farther right than I wanted to, but the nice thing about this shot was there was only one shot to play. So there was no indecision, because in golf, that's the worst thing you can do is be indecisive. So I couldn't land it on the green. The greens were too hard and fast. I had to use a sand wedge, because something with less loft I think would have been too hot. And you know, you practice that shot, a little pitch and run, landing short of the green. And you know, I just tried to put it close to the hole, put the pressure back on Greg, and thank goodness it won the hole.
The rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is history. That's right.
Does it still hard to believe when you hear 1987 Masters champion?
It is. It's very hard to believe. I mean, I've been blessed in so many ways, and having a chance to play there and win that golf tournament was a true blessing. And hard to believe I'm a Masters champion. I mean, I know I am, but it's still pretty surreal and just very, very special.
And it's also considered the greatest sporting event in the world.
I mean, there is nothing like it. I mean, as far as golf goes, you know, it's the only major that doesn't travel. The history and the tradition that's there, it's unbelievable. I mean, if I had to pick one tournament to win, that would definitely be it in my book.
Your faith has always been so important to you. Tell us a little bit about that.
It is. I mean, you know, I grew up going to church, but I guess you know, as time went on, golf became too important. And when my first son, David, was born, was when God really used that event to get my attention, to say, you know, golf is important, but it's not the most important thing. Making sure that my life is right and I have that personal relationship with God through Jesus Christ, that's most important. So that was a great event for me to get my life back on track and to have a personal relationship with God. And now golf became an opportunity for me to give God the glory through Jesus Christ, rather than before I wanted to glorify myself with my golf. And so it was just a great thing. And you know, there's nothing like it. To knowing I have the peace that you can only get from a relationship with God through Christ is it's the greatest decision I ever made, was to accept Christ's payment on the cross for me.
Several months ago, I looked down on my production book and I see a name, Charles Mize. And I go, that could not be Charles Mize, Larry Mize's father. And so I talked to one of my sales reps that had gone out to talk to your dad, and he said, yeah, his dad had all these golf pictures all over the house. And I said, that's got to be Larry. And it was amazing. I went out there to see your dad about seeing how I might be able to get hold of you, and Lord Mahoy, you answered the door. So when you found out that your dad was rejuvenating or preserving a roof, what were your first thoughts?
Well, you know, I was very happy for him, because, you know, obviously it would have been a big expense for him at the time. And once he told me about it, I kind of got, you know, all of a sudden I got a little bit more interested in it and to see what it was. And then meeting you and our previous connection years ago, it was just it's amazing to bring us back together. And it was very fortunate, because it's been nice to connect with you again and to get involved with this great product. It's been very, very satisfying for me.
I know you said you did some research on us. You know, obviously you're not going to endorse just any product.
Right.
What kind of extensive research did you do, and you know, what sold you on the idea that this is something you would like to get involved in?
Well, you're right. I want to make sure my name's attached to a quality product if I'm going to endorse it. So I checked it in. I went to the website. I watched all the videos and got as much information as I could. And my agent got some information as well. And I saw what it was doing and how it could help people and save people money. And then obviously the connection with the Wounded Warriors program is tremendous too. I just love that part of it as well. And so I thought, this would be something great to get involved in. And my dad was instrumental in saying, this is something you may want to look into. And I did, and I couldn't be happier.
Saved him a lot of money, didn't it?
It did save him a lot of money, and that makes him feel good. And when he feels good, I feel good.
For people that are budget conscious or might be, short on funds and they might be having problems with their roofs, that's one thing that makes me so happy is we're able to give them an alternative. And I know that's important to you also.
Well, it really is, and it comes with such a great guarantee, 17-year more life on your roof, and it's a transferable warranty. I mean, it's all good. It's all positive, and people can have a great opportunity to take advantage of that, and they should.
Right. For somebody that might be, watching this video and might be thinking, man, I might want to be a Roof Savers dealer, what would you tell them?
I would definitely look into it. I mean, it's low cost. There's no franchise to it. They can get involved. They can work hard, and they can make some money. Not to mention make people very happy. And it's nice when both sides can be happy. You're making good money. You're saving someone money. It's a great opportunity for someone to go into business for themselves.
You trained a lot. You worked hard to be a champion. Work ethic is important. Somebody that's wanting to be a dealer, work ethic. You have to work at this, don't you?
Right. Anything worthwhile, you got to work at. And so, you shouldn't be afraid of working. And what work you put into it, you get out of it. And it's a good thing. People need to definitely look into it.
All right. Well, Larry, again, I want to thank you for being our national spokesperson. It's an honor to be sitting here with you.
Well, Alan, it's a privilege, and thank you very much. It's great to be back with you again.
Thank you.
All right.